Hello and welcome to another Doctor's Assistant 1 video, and today I'm taking a look at the Torchwood second issue, which, well, it was alright, but I'll get more into that in a minute. You've got issue 2 here in the barcode and Titan Comics there. You've got this very boringly bland cover, which I really don't think it has on the 9th Doctor cover or the 3rd Doctor one, which I much prefer. You've just got this picture of Captain Jack, this fire effect, and then this orange, well, yellow even banner across an orangey yellowy background of fire, right? So I'd have much preferred like a black border at the top and white text for Torchwood maybe. Just would have stood out more, I think. I mean, it's pretty cool. He's got his revolver. It looks like it's been recently shot because there's loads of like smoke coming and that, and these little fiery flake effects are really nice, and the soot on his face and that is nice. It's just a very generic, boring sort of action pose, really. No special, really. I thought the first cover looked a lot better, if I'm being completely honest. Then on the back you've got an advertisement for Torchwood Big Finish. There you've got just the comics or the graphic novels you can get of Doctor Who, behind the scenes and stuff, you know. 3rd Doctor issue 2 to come out. The other covers you could have got, or variant covers, which I much prefer this one over that one. What's out this week, not this week, but this month from Titan Comics. I mean, I had no idea they do Penny Dreadful as a comic book, which is pretty cool. No idea they did Dark Souls. I knew they did Assassin's Creed stuff, but Dark Souls or Sherlock, or actually I knew they did Sherlock. What am I on about? And then this is next week's issue with the other variant covers and a little bio on what's next, or what's coming up next. So what did I think of it? I don't know. I mean, it says here that it's set after this novel, but unless you've read this novel, then I guess you don't really know who these characters are. The only characters that I know are Gwen, Jack, and Reese, and I only know them because of the actual TV show, you know. And so all these other characters are just not, well, if you remember my previous review, are not well introduced at all, and so you just continue in this story where you don't, well, I personally felt like characters didn't really stick with me, really. And I mean, this is how bad the art is, in my opinion, as well, that I honestly thought in some of these, not here, but in some of these sort of panels, like that panel there, and maybe that panel there as well, I honestly thought, is that Gwen? Like, she just doesn't look like Gwen. Like, get an actual, like, look at that, and then look at that, you know? Two completely, I mean, I know it's a drawing, it's like an image. Like, there, that looks better, at least. There, no, and there, no. And even there, like, she looks more kind of reminiscent of that than, you know, I know that's an actual, like, picture / photoshopped image of her, right? I'm probably assuming. Whereas these are more hand-drawn, or, like, hand-drawn at first and then rendered on a computer or done on, like, Photoshop as well. But nonetheless, that just does not look like her. That kind of still looks like Captain Jack, and I mean, I can tell that's the captain, which is good. But again, just, it's not good when one of your main characters doesn't even look like your main character, in my opinion, you know? And again, these side characters, or these other characters, are just one-dimensional, boring, and I was confused partway through to what was happening. It's very, like, it's got too much going on at one time. Like, 1 minute we're on this boat thing, and there's, like, you know, cool action scene, and then there's bits in this house, and why we've randomly got bits in this house, I have no idea what that's got to do with anything, you know. It's got too many ideas, and it's not plotting them out right, in my opinion. I mean, I like these bits about the galaxy, like a faraway galaxy, and it's got these headings So it tells you where you are when you transition. But if you don't know the characters, then it's a bit moot point, really, isn't it? It's a bit of a moot point saying, okay, so from, you know, from here, from this place, from this boat thing, we randomly here, you know, Torchwood House, Scotland Yard. Well, who are these people? Why are the police here? Who's this lady here? Who's that guy? You know, do you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make any coherent sense. To me, at least, it didn't. The artwork is pretty average and not that good. I'm really, if you can't already tell, not enjoying this read or this series so far, which is a shame because I like Torchwood. I honestly do like Torchwood. That's what's breaking my heart reading issue 1 and 2. It's just been not a very good ride, really. It's you know, it's just, I mean, they've got character bios on all these other characters, so maybe reading those will explain who these characters are. And it's got a previously thing, but look at the amount of text that's there, whereas, you know, yeah, granted, you could argue maybe these are aimed at adults, whereas the Doctor Who ones can be aimed at anyone, you know. I've got my 9th Doctor one over there, but, you know, it can be aimed at anyone, really, and that. But, to be fair, a lot of people who like Doctor Who like Torchwood, you know, and it's not fair to sort of alienate that demographic who, you know, who are very much used to just, you know, accessible comics, like, you know, like the other Doctor Who ones. You know, you can randomly just get any Doctor Who comic book from Titan Comics and probably have a good idea of what's going on. That's how well written they are. You know, you could get issue 2 or issue 7 of the 3rd or 9th Doctor, which are the last 2 comic books that I've just recently reviewed, hopefully, of this recording, right, on my channel. And you could get either of those issues and still know where you are, because there's a clear previously bit, you know. There is here, but just the amount of information that's there is just quite a bit, you know. There's just too many story things, too much story and not enough time explaining it coherently, you know. I mean, you've got this cool picture, like, thing happening here. I mean, it's decent, it's just the art is average, and the story is very convoluted and complex, and just it's so far not been plotted out that well. I mean, if anything, I will definitely probably be doing an overall sort of retrospect video of all the Torchwood ones, even if I even stick round to buying them all at this point. I'm actually contemplating stopping buying them, but maybe for the sake of these videos I'll continue buying them, because I still hope that it will improve. But I thought that when I picked up the first one, I thought, you know what, hopefully it will improve in issue 2, and it hasn't, so I'm worried that it will just continue to go in a downward spiral. But then again, that's just my opinion, so, you know, if you have a positive experience reading these comic books, please do comment that below, in the comment section below, you know. I would love it if you like these comics, you know, big comic books and these comics, and this series, because, you know, I'm not going out of my way to just hate on it, you know. Every other Doctor Who one, within reason, I've pretty much enjoyed more, and could follow a lot better. I haven't liked all of the Doctor Who ones, by any means, you know. I'm not saying that. I just think they're all brilliant, and I just switch my brain off to criticism, but or critiquing things anymore, but I think they are to a higher caliber and to a higher standard, and this is below that standard, I think, personally, which is a shame. So yeah, thanks for watching, comment, rate and subscribe.